Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, making a video talking about WWE's Money in the Bank 2024, which is going to be coming up on Saturday, July, the 6th, I believe. I'm going to be in Florida, which means I am going to be a little bit of a different wrestling fan. I'm going to be visiting my mom's house. We go out there just about every year. I think it's been a year or two since we've been because of the softball season. But watching wrestling on an East Coast time zone is a little bit different. Honestly, when it comes down to it, the one thing I fear more than anything else is the fact that if I'm going to be able to stay awake through the entire show, with it basically starting at 8 o'clock being out there. But the one thing is that if we are doing something, basically it's a little bit easier to stay spoiler free because of the fact that the show starts so much later, running probably 8 until 11. Almost anywhere we go, we're going to be home before then, unless we're really going on a trip, going out to see somewhere, you go to dinner or something like that. Most of the time you're going to be home way before that, and you're able to sort of like go hide out in my room to be able to watch this show without really missing anything that's going to be going down. When you're looking at the Money in the Bank show, you got Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. That's going to be a really, really good match. Most excited more than anything else is the Bloodline going up against Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. I'd really like to see what the stipulation of that match is going to be. Are they going to let all 4 members of the Bloodline be in that? Are they basically going to look at Tonga Loa and be like, hey, you're gonna have to sit this one out, man. You're sort of the 4th guy, and sort of put him in his place. Braun Breaker going after the Intercontinental Championship against Sami Zayn. That match honestly really gets me excited because I want to see Braun win the Intercontinental Championship. You get the Money in the Bank briefcase matches. Women's one, I think it would be really cool if we saw Tiffany get the win, but also you got Zoe Stark, Valkyrie, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, and Naomi in there. I don't really have a big buzz about that match as much, but the men's Money in the Bank match. I mean, honestly, when I talk about WrestleMania, I want to be really excited about wrestling. I want to be really excited about WWE when it comes around. I kind of was a little bit upset that we didn't get my guy in this one. I really wanted to see Logan Paul in this match. I really thought if he got the Money in the Bank briefcase, I know that it's kind of a babyface move for him to call his shot and be like, hey, I have the Money in the Bank. I'm going to cash it in. I want my match at SummerSlam because it's going to be in Cleveland. I want my shot at Cody Rhodes. I think that the cool thing about Logan Paul is that he thinks he is a babyface. He thinks he is a good guy. And him going up against Cody, SummerSlam main event, I thought it would really push the boundaries of how big of a star Logan Paul is. We know that he's able to sell boxing matches in the past. Is he going to be able to push WWE subscriptions to Peacock? I'm not 100% sure, but the guy is fucking awesome in the ring. No matter what you have to say about him, I've showed my kids who don't think he's the biggest star in the world that for some reason they don't like him, maybe because he's not from their generation. They act like they don't like Prime because of the fact that I really don't get it, but they've been able to tell me like, that was kind of cool, Dad. but it is what it is. But you look at this match. The Money in the Bank briefcase is one of the most exciting things there is in wrestling. I know that I go back to WrestleMania 21. I always thought the briefcase was invented for somebody to win it, take it all the way, and cash it in for the main event of WrestleMania. I know that we saw Seth Rollins cash it in at WrestleMania in the main event, but I thought it was supposed to be, you know, taking your star and rising it to the next level, so that way it puts you in that main event spot. You might have not won the Royal Rumble. You may have, you may have not won that, but that's what's going to put you in the main event. That's what's going to put that extra dollar sign on your paycheck, because of the fact that you deserve to be there because you have this briefcase. So many times we see people cashing in on Monday Night Raw. We see them cashing in at the end of a pay-per-view. It's pretty much always been used right, besides for Austin Theory and Damian Sandow. I think almost everybody else, even if they didn't use it to win, John Cena didn't win because of disqualification. It was Cena who cashed in against Punk. For some reason, I thought Punk cashed in twice. He won both times. But it really is going to pump it up, even if a guy holds it for almost a year before he cashes it in. This year, you look at your crop of guys, and you've got Drew McIntyre, you've got Andrade, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, and Jey Uso. Jey Uso is kind of the one guy that I think is the favorite, in my opinion, to win this match, just because of how cool. I know that, if they spray painted Yeet on that briefcase and he carried it around, I think that it would push him even higher than the main event Jey Uso that he is right now. The only problem is that he's kind of like on the scene like buddy with Cody Rhodes, and I know that like good guys have had the briefcase while another babyface has been champion. But to me, honestly, having that briefcase and having to, wait around for a chance to cash it in when there is a heel champion, it kind of can stale out somebody. And I don't think Jey Uso is somebody that they want to like kind of put on the back burner. So many times you see guys win the briefcase and then all of a sudden they're kind of in the picture, like this guy can be champion any minute, but then at the same time they go on these like long losing streaks because they want to like make you almost forget about the fact that he has the briefcase, that he could become champion, that he's not on that main event scene, and then all of a sudden you get that huge surprise when it's like, oh, there that dude is, he's coming out. Andrade honestly is somebody that I don't think has a shot to win it, but as an Andrade fan, I am really pumped that he is in this Money in the Bank match, because I thought this guy was going to be awesome when he came out of NXT and he was put on SmackDown. I really thought that he had a main event push coming to him within a year, and it never came to be. He left went to AEW. He got the big, huge debut. He even got the really awesome partner in Rush, and that really came to be nothing, where it was like almost like I don't even know if he's on the roster. He's come back to WWE. He hasn't really got the huge push that I thought he would be. He's kind of just like fluttering around, I guess you can say. But I think that it's be awesome that he's in this match. LA Knight, I'm not the biggest fan. I get caught every once in a while hitting a so I'm not going to say that I hate the guy, but I just don't want to see it. Carmelo Hayes, this dude honestly is I'm not sure if he's going to be the future. I think that honestly, once he gets his place in WWE, I think he's going to be an awesome guy fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. Really cool for him to be getting this big of a push, this far into him being on the main roster. Chad Gable, whatever it is, I think he's got a lot wrapped up with the Wyatt Six. I don't really think that he's going to get the win, but if he can climb up and he can hit one of those big moonsaults off of the ladder, that's going to be freaking awesome. And that leaves me none other than Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's my pick to win this. I know that it's like easy money to place the bet on him. He's already a main event guy. He's already been WWE champion. You know, this is a guy that's won the Royal Rumble. He's won the main event at WrestleMania. It doesn't really elevate him as a star. He was actually the guy that got cashed in by the last Money in the Bank briefcase winner. But Drew's looking for a spot that he's going to be a main guy. He's got to get back up there. He's got to climb the ladder. He's got to find a way to get in the title picture. And I know that a lot of people think that the big storyline for him is him versus CM Punk. Hopefully that's set to happen at SummerSlam. But I think that honestly, at Money in the Bank, we're going to see, CM Punk in Toronto. I think that CM Punk is trying to get under Drew McIntyre's skin. They're trying to one-top each other. I think Punk comes down to try and stop Drew from winning Money in the Bank, but this is the one time that Drew outsmarts him, overcomes him. And although, Punk is in there, Punk can make a mistake that helps Drew win. And Drew can rub it in his face that he is it. And from there, that's going to be what sets up Drew versus Punk. Punk can't take the Money in the Bank briefcase away from him. But, hopefully, if Punk beats up McIntyre enough each and every time that he sees him, McIntyre never has a chance to cash in on anybody that is cash-in-able. That gets beat up during their match. So, I don't know. I think it's one way to keep it fired up. And then, SummerSlam, when Punk beats Drew, and everybody's going crazy, Drew can wave that briefcase in his face and say, "You might have beat me tonight, but any chance that I can, I got a shot to become champion, and you don't." So there we go, Drew McIntyre. That's my pick for the Money in the Bank. I'm getting excited, man. I really, really am. So stay tuned, and then we'll see what's going on with Money in the Bank 2024 on Saturday.